Hey you, yeah, I'm talking to you. You right there watching this video, waiting for this live stream to start, or just watching the membership video, man, and why you should join the membership. Let's talk about it real quick, expeditiously. We got the 3 levels. You got the rookie level, you got loyalty badges, you got custom emoji badges, and you have members on the live stream. As we get more people flowing in to join the membership, I have members only live chat. That means everybody can see the video that want to see the video, but only members will be able to check. That's $3. That's a rookie. The All-Star, you get personal shout-outs before the videos, maybe after the video, mostly likely before the videos. You give a priority to reply in the chat. So as soon as I see you, I reply before anybody else. Get early access to pretty much all my non-boxing videos there. $10 a month. Then we got the boxing pound for pound superstar for all my boxing boys and gals out there. Get early access to prediction and most of our boxing content, virtual video collaborations, and open debate. So, if you want to pre-record or go live and debate me for a whole video, you got early access to new videos, some of the videos in the All-Star as well too, and priority reply in the comments. So I see in the comments you get priority reply. No instant, that's $20 a month. So let me know what you guys think. Don't have a Patreon no more, so here's where you're gonna get some of that exclusive content I used to have on the Patreon.
What it is, man. Detroit versus everybody, man. Detroit, we rep the hardest, man. We gain the hardest. You know what it is, man. Detroit, CJ, holla at your boy when we get home.
Most exciting man in boxing. Exciting man in boxing. Led the Flair Cops. Shout out to Goodfellas Sports TV.
Yo, this is Didnt the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfellas Sports TV. Bomb Squad, baby.
Man, here, man. 122 pounds and 10-5, man. Watch the Goodfellas Sports TV, bro.
Hey, qué rollo, quiero mandar un saludo a mi amigo Goodfella de parte de tu amigo Jaime Munguía. Un abrazo, Canelo. Ánimo.
Shout out to my friends from Goodfellas TV, from Alexis Too Sexy Salazar.
All right, man, we're going to talk about Crawford versus Charlos, twins, Errol, Spence, and Update PBC deal on the Portaway podcast. Also, PBC calls cap on Canelo. Bivol's pay-per-view numbers sound like a little bit of saltiness, right? So make sure you thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. And don't forget, you always can hit my Linktree link up expeditiously. You can always hit that up. Make sure to get this together. You can always hit that up and find me everywhere, and I will demonstrate that one more time. So give me a second and show you how to use the Linktree link. Most of y'all niggas already use for OnlyFans. Y'all be hitting that link to follow them Instagram and them thought models. So y'all should already know how to use it. But hit the show more button. Find me everywhere. You also can find it in live chat. Hold on. You also can find it in live chat. It's pinned in the live chat right here. Click it here or in every video. It's always in my description. Click it here. Click Linktree. It take you here from my YouTube to my Spotify, Twitter, Instagram, Anchor, Twitch, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. One click. You could be there in 2 clicks. You be there. So. However you want to support me. This episode we going up on Spotify, Anchor, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ad free there. And then don't forget this weekend I'll be out of town till come back till Wednesday. So I probably won't do a live show at the earliest Wednesday. Then I'll be going back out of town too. So I might squeeze one in. I might go back out of town. So I might squeeze one in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I probably won't come back till Sunday. So I won't see the Benavidez fight. I'll be OT, so I'll be on the road. So, yeah, I won't see the Benavidez fight till afterwards, but I'm pretty sure I won't be missing nothing but a massacre. So I'm pretty sure that's all I'll be missing. But, shit, got the wrong logo up there. There we go. We back, baby. So, but, yeah, Leonard Ellerbe got on doing a Rolly press conference and started talking about Tank and saying, he did start talking about Tank. But he started talking about how the pay-per-view numbers were not real for Canelo and Bivol, which Eddie Hearn reported actually did 600,000, which I knew it was anybody knew. He's a big liar. He's a huge liar. So So he always lying. But Leonard Ellerbe came out and said that they actually did 300,000, just over a little bit over 300,000. And he had a point. He said they sat here and they waited several weeks. Nobody questioned the Canelo Bivol pay-per-view numbers for one reason, because the Zone historically doesn't release viewership numbers. And but nobody really questioned when they released the numbers of Katie Taylor, Emmanuel Serrano. All of a sudden did 1.5 million. Never released a regular DAZN Canelo number. Never released a number for Devin Haney fight, even though in the past Eddie Hearn begged them to release the numbers and all that. Just never did. Then 2 weeks later, they come out. Eddie Hearn said they did 600,000, and really only did according to Leonard Ellerbe, only 300,000. But the hypocrisy in that is Leonard Ellerbe and them don't report the real numbers neither. Somebody told me Tank ain't never cracked over 100,000 or something like that. They never turned a profit on a Tank fight, so he can fake it. He can fake it. They can fake it how they want to fake it, but if he did 300,000, according to PBC fanboys and neurosexual, well, that's like almost 300,000, like almost 200 some thousand more than the Charlos did in a dual pay-per-view. So it's just more than Errol Spence did. Shit, all of them except for Mikey, and then he probably didn't even do 300,000 for Mikey Garcia. So we can say this till we blue in the face. We call it a kettle black. Can't keep doing that. But Ricky 245, shout out to my boy Ricky E. Shout out to New York City. He says, salute Johnson, Mark Nash. Y'all can subscribe to Mark Nash channel. So yeah, he said, basically he said that they lie, but they lie. If you look at it, the Charlo and Castanos 2 numbers came out quick as hell. They came out what? Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? The Lubin and Fondura numbers never come out. You never hear nothing about Showbox unless they do some enormous number on Showbox. So, like I said before, they calling it kettle black. At least the Zone has a more consistent history for not reporting numbers. At least that's true. All right, we know they don't report. It is what it is. We knew the numbers weren't as good as they said it was. Why? Because they damn near went bankrupt. I think they did file bankruptcy if I'm not mistaken, but they got $1 billion capital injection. So time will tell. Time will tell. I would assume Showtime has never got rid of boxing because what? They have nothing to replace the programming with. HBO did. It wasn't about HBO didn't have the money. HBO just, said that the Game of Thrones reruns are doing better than boxing. So there you go. Streaming show changed everything, but if he did a little bit over 300,000, they'd be calling pay-per-view star at PBC. Dr. Blicky, where's the sticky? Shout out to Dr. Blick. Said, man, you're right. They pick and choose. Yes, they do, Mr. Mark Nash. They pick and choose all the time. It's just like these fanboys. They claim to be a black box community, but they pick and choose what black fighter they want to support. I'll support me. I mean, at the end of the day, everybody in doing the interviews, everybody ain't into that. This is Crawford wouldn't want to come on my show hypothetically. Don't mean gonna change my opinion as a fighter, because it's all about as a fighter. Because people niggas personally, as you going around slapping reporters like Jermell Charlo is, then of course you're gonna be vilified. You know what I'm saying? And he smacked him. If you watch that video, he smacked him. Wasn't no microphone. He smacked that nigga right in the face. And because he was rubbing his face. And that's it is what it is. Y'all be wanting to get into a PBC event, line up for 5-figure say to the face versus Jermell Charlo. You know what I'm saying? That's what it looked like. He said when those numbers are good, they report. Yeah, they report, and they always report less than what they are. If they did 1 million, they probably say they did 950,000, 850,000. They do 850,000. They probably did 700, 650,000. Real talk. Only time will tell if ESPN will extend top rank, if Showtime will continue on. And Jermell did big numbers. See how quick they reported that? Would he average 700 something and peaked at 860 some thousand? Come on. But it's in the digital era now, and everybody cutting shit back. If people cut back on Netflix, you think people ain't cutting back on Showtime? Ain't cutting back. Like, I ain't even dreamed about HBO. I got HBO Max, but I ain't even dreamed about watching nothing off of HBO. I don't have no premium channels other than that little sports package you get. The bill over $200 something. $100 for the internet, and $100 for like it's they talking about report price gouging for groceries and gasoline. Like, bro, they price gouging all the time. Look at Amazon. Every time you wipe your ass, Amazon raising Amazon price up. Every time you blink, they raising Netflix price up. If we gonna be worried about what Elon Musk buying Twitter and what he plan to do about news and stuff getting out, why is the government so concerned about that? You gotta ask yourself the same reason Google is regulating YouTube. It ain't because Google don't want freedom of speech. It ain't because Google don't want consistency amongst the communities and amongst the racial, against the races and the different people, different world. The government is going to regulate whatever. They're going to regulate. Everybody think we so different from the UK. We're really not. Cameras popping up all over inner cities now. It's not too much different. They're gonna regulate. They read your internet when you're doing something wrong. If you don't use a VPN, they regulate more than you think. At least in the UK, they don't let you gouge the prices up on their material. At least too, they have a higher standard for their meat, for grading their meat and getting out to the public, and they got a higher food standards. They pick and choose when to regulate, like they pick and choose when to, tell these pay-per-view numbers. It's no different. They let them price gouge concerts, all types of stuff, and people is clapping back. They unsubscribing. They got to cut somehow. They got to cut somehow. Everything they raising everything up, and it makes zero sense. $5 for some gas over a war that got nothing to do with us. Come on, why we gotta hurt? And guess what? If they cut back on Netflix, they cutting back on Showtime. They's gonna be cutting back on boxing. He said, when bad, be more careful, 20_23, salute. They hit the Linktree link. But yeah, man, at the end of the day, man, they pick and choose, and Ellerbe calling the kettle black. Like, at least Eddie Hearn probably might. I think it's a better chance of Eddie Hearn flipping the profit on Canelo than them flipping the profit on Tank. And yeah, he lost. So what? He took a chance. Took a wrong chance. Took a chance nobody asked him to take. But eventually in boxing, you're going to slow down. You're going to miscalculate. That is what it is. You got to think about it. He on the level where he at least, if he going to fight somebody like Bivol, they got to have a belt. If he on the level of getting 30, 50 million to fight, 55 million to fight, he got to fight a certain level of competition. And if he going to dip and fight the Rocky Fieldings and the John Ryders, guess what? They got to be breaking ground somewhere. So it got to be like Canelo finally comes east and headlines at Madison Square Garden. That made the fight bigger than what Rocky Fielding was. Oh, Canelo finally comes to the UK. That made the UK fighting John Ryder in New Mexico or California or in Texas. It's nothing compared to Canelo finally breaking ground in the UK. So if Canelo gonna dip and fight, guys like Ivan Uterman, it got to be something different like Miami. If he gonna dip and fight guys like Rocky Fielding, you got to be like, oh, Canelo finally comes to Madison Square Garden. King Kong is here. Godzilla makes it to the UK. So it got to be something attached to it. That was the whole thing about him fighting Andy Ruiz. Well, not Andy Ruiz, excuse me. That was the whole thing about Anthony Joshua fighting Andy Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? A Mexican heavyweight in Madison Square Garden. Hey, you won't see that every Saturday night. It's the last Spotify episode. I did one yesterday. Only reason I had Showtime was because of boxing, but HBO had Boardwalk Empire and the Game of Thrones on top of boxing. Yeah, I didn't watch Game of Thrones. I'm gonna catch up on it, bro. I never seen it. I mean, I don't know. People talking about Lord of the Rings. I couldn't get into Lord of the Rings neither. North Star Trek. It's like Star Wars. That's pretty much it. But I got the whole Boardwalk Empire on my flash drive, bro. I don't know where it is. I had that joint back in. I was working at Chrysler like over 10 years ago. It got the last season of Breaking Bad on there. They got one of the seasons of Boardwalk Empire on there. I got a couple movies on there. It's somewhere around this house, bro. Hell yeah, Boardwalk Empire was good though. Lavish, salute. Said it was good. Chat, how y'all feeling? Salute. But like I said before, Ellerbe talking about, oh, he ain't did this and he really did around 300,000. Shit, fine. You know, that's Eddie Hearn problem. If Canelo ain't pulling, then you know what I'm saying? Because they said he did 800,000 on PBC, which I heard that number wasn't true, but you know, it obviously wasn't bad. It obviously wasn't bad. So they want him to come back. They want him to come back. But you just mad because he ain't want to come back and fight. Shit, you can't make that dude do nothing he don't want to do. Canelo, you know, but then it's all he really didn't do that. And really, well, let's talk about the numbers y'all did. What Spence and Ugas really do? Can you tell us the truth? I tell the truth. I'm just being honest. Tell the truth. What Tank and Rolly gonna do? 1,000 buys, 5,000 buys, 10,000 buys? They gotta live off the gate. And I definitely ain't ordering that fight. I'll watch it, but come on. Laura versus Gary Spike O'Sullivan. As the undercard, Gary Spike O'Sullivan been knocked down more times than the pins at the bowling alley in lane 1. It's like, come on. With the bumpers up. You know, so it is what it is. Everybody want to criticize who moving this, who moving that. Ain't none of y'all doing great. Ain't none of y'all doing great. That's like somebody trying to judge you and they live on the street. Like, bro, hold on. They all need each other. And the faster they figure out they need each other, they should work together, the better off boxing will be. But he only did this. He only did that. Like, bro, come on now. Come on, Leonard Ellerbe. Like, your company is literally on the edge of the cliff. Y'all can't even get nobody to come over there. See, they shot a lot of what? Wow, okay. I don't know if I'm gonna watch all of that. Salute. I got live stream before. I appreciate exclusive news insider. He said if he's concerned about Canelo, then they released the Tank and Easter Cruz official. No. And then when it came to Tank and Easter Cruz, it came to be like, well, oh no, we don't release numbers. We don't do that. Make sure I thumbs up button. When it comes to Lubin and Fondor, you ain't hear nothing. You didn't hear nothing. You can hear a cloud tinkle on the cotton swab. You didn't hear nothing. So come on, they act like they doing so much better than the zone. Like, bro, if they boxing was really living up to par, they'd be on CBS, bro. Real talk, they'd be on CBS. And if really was doing something, they syndicated on Nickelodeon like they do the Super Bowl and some of the NFL playoff games. It'd be syndicated on Nickelodeon throughout the Viacom or the Paramount, what they call it now, the Paramount family of networks, whatever. So, like I said before, he talking like, man, like Mayweather Promotions is Warren motherfucking Buffett. They not. So that's hilarious more than the pins in lane one with the bumpers up. Yeah, like I said before, it's a joke. And when Canelo in the right, you know, Eddie Hearn in the right, I'm gonna speak it right. With Leonard in the right, I'm gonna speak it right. But he sit here and talking like they running up a check. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can't even get nobody to come over there, bro. Y'all can't even get Richard Hitchison a fight. You know? Oh, Canelo didn't do this. And Canelo, bro, shit. Last time long as Canelo checked on bounce, I don't think he complaining. He said Davis and Cruz did like, man, they probably even do 60. Yeah, Keith, they said Keith really did like 30,000. And they saying Al Heyman trying to force Keith on Errol Spence. And Errol Spence said no. That's what he want to do now. Like I said before. It's a crazy game out here. And PBC want to know. PBC trying to make some money, but they're not trying to make the best fights. Jerry Hurd talking about he coming back. I'm just thinking about that for a minute. I'm thinking about that. I'm like, okay. I like the dude, and I don't want to be negative, but you know, I think it's a little far from that player. I think it's over now, but that's me. Hardy tell me I said he might come back 160. He said, where them Gary Russell Jr. numbers at? It ain't never dropped. She dropped. What's going on, Ronaldo? He said Richard Hitchison fighting on Showtime card this weekend. He is? Boy, they did a great job of promoting that. I didn't know. And I follow boxing kind of closely. You know, I follow it kind of closely. So he is. East Coast nigga out there in Arizona. He sure is. He fighting dude 12, 10, and 3. He probably not. Victor Ortiz, man, he ain't even on a televised card. Boy, when signing with Floyd go wrong, my guy. When signing with Floyd go wrong. He fighting Angel Serena Rodriguez from Gomez Palacio, Durango, Mexico. So I said before, the game don't love nobody. He said, Johnson said, facts, Hitchison got the talent. They not promoting him. They basically shelving him like a label. You ain't lying. Did they shelve Dave Loaf? Try me. They doing a great job of shitting on Hitchison. Hitchison must have said, Floyd, I don't like that chain. Floyd was like, you know what? Richard, you going on the shelf. I don't care. You can't disrespect me, my jewelry. You looked at Leonard wrong. I don't really care about Leonard. Smack his ass, do whatever, but you're not gonna talk about my jewelry. But come on, it ain't true. Canelo did 120,000 through satellite and pay-per-view. I knew that for a fact. I'm like, dog, y'all the same ones. Then he went in about Devin Haney. He said that Devin Haney, his dad, did a great job of getting the money out of Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn had $1 billion and blew it. And I'm just sitting there thinking, like, Al Heyman had $1.5 billion and blew it. So think about that. Think about that for a minute. So come on. Think about that for a minute. So, I mean, come on, he did a great job, and Eddie had $1 billion. I'm just listening to him, like, bro, y'all calling the kettle black. Y'all had this more money than him, and don't have one real fight to show for. Don't have one good pay-per-view to bring back none of that money. They was counting on Errol Spence to be the next Floyd. But I heard about Bill too. Before I get into Errol Spence, I heard that Bill won't be going over there, and Zab Judah Father is going to be first in command in this corner. So I'm pretty sure everybody knows the visa rules in most countries. If you got anything on your report, they're not going to let you in the country. They're not. So if you got, that's why Tyson Fury father can never come to America. He got a criminal record. I don't know. I guess misdemeanors might be up to judge him, but we seen what happened with Novak Djokovic over there with the whole jab and all that. So Bill Haney won't be in Australia. Yoel Judah will be over there with Devin Haney. I guess Ben Davison will be over there with Devin Haney. So, I mean, like I said before, they were supposed to go out there a month before. So I was just thinking that's probably why they didn't go out there sooner. They try to do everything, but Bill couldn't go out there. So he gonna sit and wait, and he put a press clipping out there and said that he trusts the team. He trusts, everybody around his son. And Devin said he promised that he's really gonna beat the ish out of George Camboso Jr. So, I mean, it's another reason why probably not to go to Australia. Honestly, they don't, even in the United States, Martin Murray could never come in and fight in the United States. He had to fight overseas, back in the UK. So I said before, you would think it'd be like, Rocky IV, when the Russians would follow him around. You would think so, yeah. I mean, criminals come over the border every day. You look at criminals every day. Everybody committed a crime. You did your time. You come over here with, put somebody with them, make sure they don't get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? There so be so. So, like I said before, hopefully it ain't no built-in excuses. Hopefully Devin go over there, do the job. He come through. His father did walk away from his corner, said his son brought him back. He felt more comfortable in his corner. Then it's just he should be having them conversations with Judah and Ben Davidson. Like, well, this happened, that happened. This is what I do want. This is what I don't. And I think that's why Zab Judah father will be manning his corner, because I'm pretty sure they work together. He understand what Bill want. I'm pretty sure they had their conversations. And he know how to get to him. And hey, let's not forget, he did lead his son to one of the biggest wins in welterweight history, coming back and beating Corey Spinks in St. Louis, and that was like a crowd that you'll never see. So, so he got experience, and like I said, all his sons was kickboxers, boxers, so he got the experience. And like I said before, probably wouldn't be no better candidate to be in that corner. Somebody that been there, done that. And I think with Ben Davidson be over there with him too. So you lean on Ben Davidson. So, like I said, going over there 2 weeks in advance, I think it's a 10-hour turnaround in Melbourne. Might be a little bit questionable. She probably went over there a month earlier. But, hey, as you sign up for it, you got to do it twice. Or if you're only going to do it once, you got to really inflict bodily harm to George Kambosos, where he can't even be prepared to do a rematch in a time where the fight have to be, the rematch clock expires. So you really got to do a Crawford, Lucian Bute butt whooping. You really got to hurt him. You really got to cause bodily harm. You got to cause a nasty split, because I think Kambosos will drag for his last. If Kambosos loses this fight, probably the Haney rematch might be his last opportunity at getting the payday. So you really gonna have to inflict bodily harm, man. Like I said before, Devin should just focus on treat it like the amateurs. Hit and don't get hit, and score. Just keep scoring. Don't load up until you got them slow down. Just score. Just score. Just try to don't get hit, and just try to score as much as possible. And then when it's time to close the show. I would tell them a lot of body work. I know it sounds like I'm beating the dead drum. A lot of body work. And the body work is going to make them fade towards the end of the fight. But like I said before, when you go to somebody else's country, bro, you already down 4 rounds, to be honest. So you got to look at you in an 0-4 deficit. You can't make no mistakes. What the boy tell them in Burrow Bounce, when they do the overtime, no slips, no falls. Can't afford no slips, no falls. So, like I said before, I think for Devin, all that loading up and shit, just touch. If he able just to touch him and get his jab working, and don't get hit, it'd be a good fight. But you have to know this when you going to Australia, you see what happened with Djokovic. You got to understand they strict on visas, and they're going to be even stricter on people that look like me, Devin, and Bill, straight up and down. So they had to know that, bro. Had to. So, I mean, it is what it is. He said Hitchison got the talent. They're not promoting him. They basically all got right down. Sean, salute. But yeah, that's that. But so let's get to the main event. I know it could be long. So Terence Crawford, he appeared on I don't know why I keep doing that. Hold on. He appeared on Sean Porter's show. Now the funny thing about it, he wasn't set to premiere on Sean Porter's show. That's the crazy thing. My bad. He was not set to premiere on Sean Porter's show, but the black guy that was on the show, he said that I guess he ran down. I don't know if he was joking, but he said he seen Crawford. And Crawford was in town for a concert, and he said he ran down Crawford and asked him to be on the show, and he said he wasn't going to do the show unless it was Sean Porter. So, I was listening to Blood Boxer. I was subscribed to Blood Boxer earlier. He was saying that Terence Crawford probably don't respect doing interviews with new media, and that's fine. That's fine. It ain't an NRBR, it ain't an Al Heyman interview. I get niggas begging for Al Heyman interview, I'm not gonna do that because that's $1 million interview. That's something that don't exist. But if that's the case and he respect other fighters and he offended the sport and all that, but then again, I keep saying this, these fighters can't listen to themselves get talked about only for half a segment on First Take. They can't listen. They said this is their first take. This is their As much as they say they don't respect what we do here, this is where they hear that. And at the end of the day, this ain't the most lucrative idea to talk about on YouTube. So a lot of these dudes, either they found the passion for boxing, all right, or, you know what I'm saying, they found the niche and they don't have nothing else to talk about. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these brothers and sisters have other things to talk about that's more lucrative and less strenuous than talking about boxing. I mean, a lot of these dudes are music, you know, enthusiasts. A lot of these dudes can show people how to fix car parts or how to find car parts or how to plant plants and how to prune plants or whatever it may be. You know, you could just talk about your lighting setup or your YouTube setup. So boxing is not on the most fruitful make sure the thumbs up button thing on YouTube to do. I think for a lot of people, either they found the niche in boxing or a lot of these dudes found the passion. You know, found a passion for something they you know, they get to talk about on here, but it ain't the most fruitful thing. I can just, if I scrapped it today and try to come back and rebrand, if I rebrand music, it'd be less strenuous. It will, you know, I would have more freedom, and it probably in the long run would be more lucrative if done right. And all my top 10 videos are not of boxing. All my videos that hit 500,000 or more are not boxing. So I get it. You don't have to respect it, but the same NBA players don't respect Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless, but they go on there. And I guess because of the platform are so big on ESPN. But that's fine. That's fine because you can't be a superstar without us. You can't find yourself to get talked about without us. But like I said before, I never got mad for somebody saying, "Oh no, I don't want to interview." Why would I get mad? Good. Now, if you like, get the fuck out of here, you put hands on me or something like that, then we got a problem. But Lomachenko told me, no, I do no interview. Fine. Fuck you, Lomachenko. Nah, I don't care about that. Cool. Go about your day. Whatever the reason was, you know, respectfully speaking, cool. I don't come and say, oh, I hate Lomachenko. I hate Lomachenko. No. You know, if the dude don't like talking to people, so be it. In the long run, only person that he hurting is himself. You know what I'm saying? And that's the honest truth. It's a reason why the media votes people into the Hall of Fame in multiple sports. It's a reason why after a fight, it's an obligation for the media. And it's a, you know, like I said before, it's not like the media is sending Stephen A. Smith, they Skip Bayless's, you know, whatever it may be to the fight. You need that exposure. You know, and Floyd Mayweather understood that. Oscar De La Hoya understood that. Felix Trinidad understood that. Roy Jones understood that. Bob Arum, Don King understood that. Muhammad Ali, you know, come on. If Muhammad Ali was in his prime today, he'd have $1 billion. He'd be a billion sub YouTube channel. He would be even more famous and greater than what he was with all these cameras and stuff. Ali understood that he was a man of the people. Ali would walk in Chicago, walk down the street, walk in Africa with a gang of people. You know, and Ali didn't do that, he wouldn't be as great as he was. Don't forget that. If Ali wasn't of the man, if he wasn't a man's man and women loved him and kids loved, if he wasn't a people person, Ali legend wouldn't be nowhere. It wouldn't be nowhere as enormous as it was. No matter if he had the same skill set, the same story where they took his prime away. What made Ali legend greater was that he was a great person. He was a great speaker. You know, he was engaging. He had charisma amongst everybody. He walked down the street with 150 people, 20 people walking and talking to him. You see Ali he drinking coffee, and he have a whole conversation with you, but everybody don't have that trait. You know, George Foreman was a feared and great heavyweight fighter, but he didn't have the charisma of Muhammad Ali. George Frazier could hate his guts to the day he died. He didn't beat other great heavyweights like Muhammad Ali, and he didn't have the charisma. He wasn't a person. Muhammad was a people's champ. Floyd Mayweather will never be the people's champ. Never. All fighters today, they will never be an American people's champ. They will never have the ghettos on their back. They would never have the suburbs on their back. And down the road, Muhammad Ali had the millionaires and the wealthy on his back. Everybody loved Muhammad Ali in the end. It was during he's shaking, before he was shaking, 2000, pre-2008. Everybody loved Muhammad Ali. And that's because Muhammad Ali would treat damn near every person. If you diss Muhammad Ali, he knew how to flip it and make it comedy without disrespecting you directly. So when you see these dudes smacking reporters and shit, you see people, get mad because people got an opinion. Howard Cosell had an opinion. John Madden had an opinion. Troy Aikman had an opinion. And you see today where Tony Romo had an opinion about Deion Sanders a few years ago. And Deion blasting him for having an opinion. Everybody's just sensitive. You see, they talk shit about Charles Barkley on TV all day. And Charles taking a good stride. But as soon as he crack an egg on top of Shaq want to fight. That's what these fighters is. They say we don't matter, but every day they turn on to see what a nigga say. And I don't feel more of a man. I don't need y'all. Somebody Tom told me one fighter told him, well, they trying to make some money off my name. Like, nigga, like bro, y'all not even that. Nigga, you ain't LeBron. You ain't even the 20th nigga sitting on the Lakers bench. Matter of fact, you ain't even a DH for the Pittsburgh Pirates, if they even got a DH. You feel what I'm saying? So I get it though. I do get it. It is what it is, but they say that, I said before, if we got the best fights and all you niggas fought each other, it wouldn't be nothing bad to be said. And that's what these new YouTubers that come in and they like boxing, they heard somebody do a channel and they got encouraged to do a channel and inspired to do a channel. That's what they understand. If they all fought, bro, we all eat just like MMA. I ain't seen too many MMA channels with less than 100,000, bro. And Dana White don't really care. As long as you don't film the footage of the actual fight without their permission, Dana White don't care. You don't hear them complain about, oh, they shut me out from the media. They don't hear none of that. And the fighters on PBC is the main people shutting people out. You interview the fighter, they want to run from you and shit like that. Then they expect everybody to remain professional about it. Ain't no professionalism amongst that. He said they they thought Errol Spence was gonna be there that day, and they just did happen to run into Bud. Okay, so maybe Errol, maybe Errol didn't wasn't able to make it to Las Vegas. Traffic crazy, whatever. So I can't blame Bud for not mess with these dudes. Bud family probably let him know there are 4 years worth of hateful content. It is what it is. It's 4 years worth of. You heard people call Al Heyman Black Hitler. It don't stop Al Heyman from letting them in his fights. It don't. It's a way to handle them type of people. And just being honest. It's a way to handle them. And one of them ways is stay away. Cool. But if he looking to shut them up about beating Errol Spence, nigga, you think you sadly mistaken. You got a better chance of them jumping on your job. Real talk, you got a better chance of them niggas switching up and joining you. Because all they gonna say is, oh, the art accident, or he was weight drained, or Derrick James didn't want to see Spence winning, and all types of crazy theories. But like I said before, no matter what you said about Muhammad, he gonna flip it on your ass. Make sure y'all thumbs up the video. The only thing you forgetting about the judges, as far as I'm concerned, Haney must win by knockout. Any other outcome, Haney will lose. Apparently, they supposed to have neutral judging. So, it's what it is. 2A1 Coffee, Skating with Calhoun. Them Shyrock Jill channels is money makers on YouTube. Everybody loves supporting talking nigga shit, even if they never did nothing. Yeah, it is catchy. I'll be watching the whole. I watched the whole Bronx drill compilation from last year. That shit is catchy. Support the channel. Venmo CJ Good 313. Cash App CJ Good 313. Actually rolling in the bottom of the screen and in the link tree. The Moneymaker is a couple challenge reaction and vlogger. Yeah, of course. Look at Tasha K. I think Wilder would have had it if he beat Fury. Drizzy said, man, I think Pacquiao gets a lot of love globally. Yeah, of course he do. It's because he's nice. I don't mean with them hands. He's just a nice person. Anytime you see something that's abnormal, everybody gonna gravitate towards. Why do you think everybody loves Spud Webb in a dunk contest? Do 5'7" dunking. Anything abnormal, anything abnormal or non-black in boxing, they gonna support him. But nonetheless, he said that he basically said, he reiterated, he said he didn't see the Charlo fight, but he said he already won in the 10th round. And he basically he said that, They don't see him and Spence said they really don't see no stumbling blocks for the fight not happening. And that's just not consistent to what I'm hearing. So maybe they got some secret negotiations going on behind the scenes, but I don't know. I believe it when they do it. And more people going around saying that they don't think the fight gonna happen. Because people tired of waiting, bro. They had since November to get this done. If they wanted to do it illegally, they could have been already negotiating. They could have been already negotiating. So I mean, what's to talk about? That's all I'm saying. What is it to talk about? Come on, what are we talking about still? The fight has been built up. And if you're not going to give us this fight, then what other great fight is you going to give us? And they saying Al Haymon don't want to make the fight. I wish somebody that was, I can't say it, but I wish they would have taped the conversation. But I wouldn't even did no Hassan Cam. I wouldn't even have used it. And somebody saying that Al Haymon just want them to fight Keith Thurman, and they don't want to make the fight. And then you hearing they trying to make Terence Crawford do a tune-up. You know why they want Terence Crawford to do a tune-up? You know why? Because they want him to lose, one last chance to lose. And like I said before, if they wanted to make this fight, they would have let him. They would have supported the Sean Porter fight. They said financially, we don't want nothing to do with that fight. They could have just said, Top Right, we're gonna take it over, man, and his contract done anyway. Al Haymon is the main cog in not making this fight. And at least Errol Spence said that he told Al that this is the only fight that I want to happen. Was it funny when Terence Crawford said they're not even from, Texas, and they're from Louisiana and New York, and it was a joke. To my Illinois, I'm like, yeah, he just talking shit now. I think he's in Louisiana. It is what it is. What the famous rapper Big Boy say, I heard it ain't where you from, but where you pay rent. You could be born somewhere, and Michael Jordan was born in Brooklyn, but probably don't have no recollection of being there. If you move from Detroit to Charlotte, you've been in Charlotte for 50 years, you only been in Detroit 20 years. Come on. So where do we draw the line at where you from? Now, where you born at is different. But, 3 of them niggas claim in New York and they wasn't born there. I don't think it really matters. I don't know where Errol Spence's father from. I know his mother's from New York. They say that Charlos was born in Louisiana. Excuse me. I know they support Errol big time in Dallas. And, so I don't really think, I think he, if he was losing, would they still support him? Obviously, not, but so we get good support. So I don't really, it was a joke. People took it literal and they ran off with it for content. That's one of the reasons these dudes don't like talking to people, because you don't know who you can talk to, who he affiliated with. They're gonna use this in the wrong way. So, he said his father from Jamaica. But where you from in the States though? Where is he from in the States? Probably New York, a lot of Jamaicans up there. How they got to Texas, you gotta ask him. So, But he said he's still interested in fighting Jermell Charlo. He said he didn't see the fight hard. He want a 10-round knockout. He want Errol. He want Jermell Charlo. A lot of people saying that, nah, you ain't want Jermell Charlo too. And well, at the end of the day, that's what he want. If Charlo don't move, if Charlo a damn fool if he don't take that fight. But if Charlo ready to move up to 54 and he kill himself to make 54, I understand. So I do understand. I do understand. So it's just to the point where at some point this saga got to end. What does it end? Too much lip wrestling, take what he offering, do this, do that. Cool. But where does it end? Where does it end for Al Haymon? This is the biggest fight that he can make in this company's history because Floyd Mayweather was not a PBC fighter. It was PBC before. He was before PBC. So where does it end? What does it end? I keep saying the same thing. Oh, negotiations going well. Oh, we didn't talk about a split. Oh, like, all right, why we ain't getting nowhere? We even got to a venue. I know Al wanted in Vegas. Apparently he said he didn't want to fight in Dallas. And a lot of people ran off with it and said, we're scared to come to Dallas. Just looking like, y'all want him to take 20-80, right? Y'all want him to be the B side, right? Y'all want him to be second on the poster and walk first and come to Dallas. Like, bro, how much advantage do Errol Spence need? That's like, Kobe playing on all Madden and my setting is set to easy. Of course, I have a greater chance of winning. He playing against all Madden caliber, and I'm playing against easy. So, and everybody run off with, he's scared to fight in Dallas. And, like, at the end of the day, like, y'all want me to take 80-20. It's not like 80-20 of fighting Mayweather, 80-20 of fighting Canelo Alvarez, or 80-20 of fighting Anthony Joshua. It's 80-20 of somebody who probably averaging around 150 to 180,000 pay-per-views. So if I take 20% of the pot, come on, what is that? They're probably not even $5 million. I'm supposed to do this for legacy. I think I'm 34 years old, about to be 35. Legacy don't put my kids through college. Legacy don't put no more real estate in my pocket, in my back pocket. They want this dude to literally fight for they literally want him to fight as a slave, bro. You hear people say this, how can you be a millionaire and be a slave? Like, easily. You see dummies that look at slavery and just think the actual slavery of us being sold over here by the Africans and getting whipped and stuff. Man, you can be a $1 billion slave. You could be a $1 million slave. But people, it's too deep for people. It's too deep. Some people's minds are just superficial. We can never just dig deeper than that. And everybody say, well, how was Kaepernick this and how the NFL slave this? They can't count. They can't get past money. And when you can't comprehend, the deeper thinking, and your money stop at your mind stopping at money, you just dumb. There's people in Hollywood right now. They got a lot of money, but don't got control. As soon as they say, "Well, jump," and you don't say how high, next thing you know, Me Too coming to tag you. Next thing you know, you went from getting 20 roles a year like Samuel Jackson to getting none. And now you working at the damn Publix. Now you working at the Quickie Mart. You hear people say this all the time. If he wrote for this guy, why he ain't bigger than him? It's just a bunch of ignorance. But y'all want him to sit here and be a slave and take a 360 deal per se. That's crazy. They want to see Bud. They want to see Bud just taking any, not being sponsored, taking any slave type of deal just to make the fight happen. Like he said, in the beginning of my career, bro, I fought in barns, and I fought for nothing. I'll be damned if I take a step backwards and not get what I'm worth. He should go negotiate for more than what he worth. And I've been saying that he should negotiate more than what he worth. Why not? I left Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? So right then and there, I got to tax you more for me having to come over here and not want to work with Bob. Come on, I'm coming to your side of the street. I'm working with y'all. I never worked with y'all before. Don't know how things gonna be handled. Don't know how the hotel situation gonna be handled. Don't know if I'm gonna get my money on time or I'm gonna have to wait 10 years for my money. I have to sue y'all. Like, bro, why would I want to sign a multi-year contract? Let me get a test run. I don't have nowhere else to go. Ain't going back to Top Rank. Never know. Look at Dmitry Bivol. Still ain't got paid, he said. I'm going somewhere where I don't know nobody. I can knock this dude down 20 times. Y'all still give it to him. You want me to come over here for standard or average money? Watch your damn mind. I don't know what y'all be on over there. I don't know the drug test. I don't know. Y'all know him and Sean Porter didn't drug test. It was probably kept confidential or didn't test. And he tested a couple fights before then. So just something to think about. So they want this dude to literally bend over backwards and get whooped like Kunta until his name Toby. And then when he get robbed or something, oh, that's too bad. Come on. If Errol was Floyd Mayweather, it wouldn't be no negotiation. It wouldn't be no negotiation. It would have been what it would have been. He's not a pay-per-view star. 80 to 20% of you fighting with Errol, that's nothing. He probably made double that at top rank, triple that at top rank. On top of that, you scared to go to Dallas? Like, bro, come on, y'all. That scared this man gonna beat this man ass, and y'all want him to give up everything. He ain't 28, he ain't 26, he ain't 23, he ain't Devin Haney age. Tomorrow is not promised for him in this sport. One day he might wake up and say, you know what, man? I don't like doing this shit no more. You know what? I wake up, I'm tired of negotiating. I wake up with all the belts and I got enough money I did right with my money. I don't want to do this no more. Every fighter wake up like that. Some fighters just choose to keep working through it for whatever reason. It could be, I just use what I did for 30 years, 20 years. But every fighter get that. Ask them. Sometimes they wake up like, man, it's like going to work one day. You get up and say, man, I don't want to do this shit this day. I'm tired. And it's just to the point where the politics is just overtaking the actual entertainment of the sport. And it's him trolling him and him training his trainer and this, that, and the third. And that's no different than trolling. And I'll tell you this, Errol Spence Jr. deep in his chest and deep in his heart, he hoped this shit don't happen. If we being honest, he probably hoped Jermell Charlo get this fight. So he ain't got to fight him. To be honest, he'd rather lose to Canelo than lose to Bud. He talked all that smack. You hear him. What he say? I'm not 100%. I'm not the same fighter, but I'm better than most of these guys. Keyword most. We just want to know if you're better than one guy. You hear him. He telling you right then and there. And the truth be told, bro, he don't want this fight. This nigga waited 4-5 years to start fighting for this fight. Oh my God, I have to fight. He waited damn near half a decade to tell me I want this fight. We had to wait 3-4 years for this shit to happen. We had to survive COVID. You know what I'm saying? We had to survive the second wave of COVID. Omarion. And then we still get through all of this crap. We had to survive Wilder getting beat up by a white man twice. 3 times, excuse me. Y'all know everything that happened since 2017, since he fought in Dongo, till now, bro. We didn't see Lubiner Fondura fight for an interim belt. We didn't see Zepeda and Barasnik fight of the year. Ryan Garcia had been in a Gatorade commercial. He fought once in 2021. He already came back and fought again. Devin Haney fight for undisputed. When did Devin Haney become a champion, bro? Real shit. When did Devin Haney finally become a champion? Hold on. Devin Haney was probably a prospect or a contender. contender, bro. So he became a interim. So when he fought Alfredo Santiago, he became a champion. The fight prior to that, he was an interim champion. So Devin Haney, they said 2017. Let's say Devin Haney was a prospect when people started asking for this fight. That dude was a prospect. That nigga's not a champion fight for undisputed. You still ain't got this fight. Deontay Wilder was undefeated before undefeated, then lost 2 times and had a draw. This shit is a joke. I'm telling you, if Terence Crawford was El Salvador, Sanchez, Rodriguez, this fight would have happened. This shit would have been a trilogy. This shit would have been a trilogy. It's like the Titanic on goddamn VHS. It would have been 4, 5 tapes already. 3, 4, 5 tapes. It'd have been a trilogy. And we still waiting. And I don't know what we waiting on or who we waiting on, but Jesus, at this point, either tell us it's a nay or a go. At this point, tell us the yay or we need to know. Come on. This shit should have happened in the smack middle of summer, bro. It should happen before football came on. That's when it should have happened. And we still waiting. Keyshawn Davis gonna be undisputed by the time this shit happen. Shit, Roy Jones and Mike Tyson gonna get paid in full from Triller by the time this happen. Shoot, Andre Ward literally going into the Hall of Fame this summer. Floyd Mayweather literally going into the Hall of Fame. It's multiple classes this summer. I think Bernard Hopkins going into the Hall of Fame this summer. Literally, bro. Literally. Ain't nothing but talk. Literally, what we waiting on? And Al Heyman don't have shit on his resume but Floyd Mayweather's major fights. That's it. That's it. Come on. Why do people still love Jaron despite his mediocrity? I love Tank, and I ain't gonna lie. Every time Tank fight, I'm gonna tune in somehow, some way. He just exciting. I would love to see him step up and fight somebody, but shit, when Tank fight, you know, it's just something exciting gonna happen. I ain't gonna front. So you hear Buzz saying the Texas boys need to claim it. It was a joke. That was a joke. That's a joke. MJ, I know he repping. See, he said, "Ain't no way I'm letting these ninjas interview me after calling me a slave who called my wife as I be getting a sister." Called, man, niggas do this shit every day. Literally, Skip Bayless called Chris Bosh Spice, and he sat down and did an interview with him. Like I told y'all, that's the difference between a way we think and a way nigga that's built. Niggas with billions of dollars got to sit down with, like we said all the time, niggas with billionaires sit down with niggas that mess with their wife. Come on. The money don't distract you from nothing. Every time you make an appearance or something like that, a talk, it expands your brain. You can say that all you want to. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. People understand that. You know, Bill go on every channel. He understand expanding his son brand. You saying something bad about him, he'll come and clarify it up. Cool. He understand it. It ain't personal. It's business. Yeah, that's Ricky. He said he should text Jamaica. I heard Charlos easier fighting. I don't know about easier. I don't want to say easier. I don't think it is. I think it's a harder fight. I can't play in Charlo 54 to wake up probably. But yeah, true. But you ain't gonna never get an opportunity. But then again, he probably don't think Crawford gonna get past Spence. So why wait? He said I saw that they used kind of fake lawyer. Really was like, oh, but a gate will be bigger in Dallas. No, it won't. The gate will not be bigger in Dallas, bro. Come on, the gate will nowhere near be bigger in Dallas, bro. They're gonna even in the 17,000. All right, tell me the biggest gate in Dallas versus the biggest Floyd Mayweather or whatever De La Hoya gate. Look at the biggest gate that Dallas has since Jerry didn't open that stadium and compare it to the gate Errol Floyd Mayweather did with Oscar De La Hoya. It's no comparison. They upcharge everything in Vegas. You got to understand, part of going to Vegas, you pay a resort fee every time you're on a resort, bro. If it's a fight, it's a concert, I believe, it's a resort fee. So once you say, well, I got my $1,000 ticket, well, the resort fee might be $30, $50, might be a percentage. You got to pay that resort fee. Vegas got a way of getting their money, bro. Everything they can charge as much as they can for. You can gouge as much as you want in Vegas. Have you ever been? You ever been on the strip? I guarantee you, be looking for a Dollar Tree. You buy like a little 16.9 ounce of water, shit like $10. A $2 Pepsi, like $15. Everything is expensive in Vegas. You can run up everything in Vegas. That's why I'm willing to guess that the biggest gates in the world in boxing usually come from Vegas. In the UK, they can put 100,000 people in the Wembley Stadium, and they can put 15, 16, 17,000 MGM Grand for the same caliber of fight. MGM Grand gonna sell more. Come on, I'm telling y'all, with that Crawford and Spence fight, they're gonna slap you in the face. You know? Also, salute to Kobe Duke, aka Grizzly Gladiator. Don't know what that meant or whatever. Roy Jones, James Tony McGill called on Hall of Fame. Shout out to them. Chief Red Claw. So, like I said before, that's, it is what it is. He came on for a minute. He stopped by. He said because Sean Porter was there, whatever. And he stopped by and he talked for a minute. That's it. He just don't like doing it. And then people want to know why when they get older, they don't get respected. It's part of the job. That's why the NBA, when the game over with, they obligated to speak to the media. That media obligated to come to the locker room. You got to go to the press room. It's part of the deal. And one of the reasons boxing is suffering the way it is, the lack of media coverage. That's what it is. It's a big lack of media coverage. Come on. Unless Canelo lost or it's a Canelo fight, they don't be showing boxing up there. Hockey that made a comeback with the media before boxing could. Think about that for a minute. Boxing that made a comeback. Hockey that made a comeback. So just something to look at. It's just literally something to look at. Come on. But that's what it is. He told them straight up and down. Every time it is, we didn't suss a split or it's going well. Errol Spence, negotiations, they going. You be like, okay. A week or two later, you still didn't get shit. You go from possibly September to now October, November. Now, at some point, people just going to forget. At some point, Dana White probably going to make the biggest fight that he can make in MMA just to overshadow it around the same time. At some point, football is going to start back up. You know what happened in the fall? Kids got football, kids got basketball, kids go back to school, see your son in college, see your son in JUCO, see your son in high school. People be busy around that season. So I never understood the fact of putting a boxing match in October, November, your biggest fights there. It's the dumbest shit you can do. You're competing against college football. You're competing against kids sports. You're competing against homecomings. You're competing against so much in that season. Basketball starting up. Football, professional football in full swing. You know what I'm saying? You got kids that's graduated from 8th grade, going from 5th to 6th. That's huge. Kids that's going to regular school. You got kids that's graduating as seniors. You want to be a part of all of the senior things that your kid do. Your kid go to college. You want to go back and forth and make sure they go into school and they're getting home cooked meals, or or you working overtime in there to stack for Christmas. Last time a nigga thinking about is fucking boxing. Spend $100 on boxing. Kids need uniforms. Kids need presents. Birthday and shit. They just disrespectful. Very disrespectful. And then you save your money up for the fight. You save your money up to fly there. You save the money up to do an Airbnb or a hotel. You make arrangements. And then they talking about, the fight canceled. Somebody got sick. Somebody got injured. But come see Lara versus motherfucking Jaime Munguia for the same price. Like, hell no. Then they don't want to refund you. So you don't know when at the buy the ticket when they go on sale, right? Buy a ticket when they go on sale, or you just chancing and just if you don't get a ticket, watch it closed circuit. You don't know what the hell to do. No sport disrespects their fans more than boxing. From the fighters to the promoters, they never give you what you want. And the people that keep them relevant, they continue to disrespect them. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. We can talk about we blew in the face. Who gonna win? It's a mythical matchup. That's all it is at this point. It's a mythical matchup. Come on. And at this point, and I probably speak for multiple people in this room, Let's get the hell on with it. Fuck this fight. Let's move these dudes out the way. Let's let Jaron, Ennis, Conor Ben, Virgil Ortiz, whoever, Jose Ramirez, whoever else, let them have next. Let them have it now. We tired of going through this. At the end of the day, that fight, it will live up to expectation. Historically, in this generation, it tell us no. It won't live up to expectations. They setting the standard that can't be reached. If a nigga don't hit the canvas, it don't count. If somebody ain't bleeding and they jawing on the ground, it don't count. And if this fight don't live up and exceed the expectation, or at least slightly exceed the expectation, it's gonna set boxing back way bigger and more than what Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather did. It is. You waited from 2008-ish, 9-ish to whenever the hell they fought for that. You know how many people I had complaining to me about that fight, bro? You know how many people I was complaining? All Mayweather did was run and hug, and people said I'd never buy another boxing fight again. Come on. It's wild. Pacquiao got knocked out, got robbed. All types of stuff happened to that fight. And to make it all worse, Floyd Mayweather turned around and topped his 50 win, even though that's a heavyweight record. He got his 50th win versus an MMA fighter. And the Joker went, like 9 rounds? 10 to be exact. Come on. He ended his career off with Andre Berto and Conor McGregor. He waited. I got time for that shit, man. That shit was supposed to be, man. So that was supposed to be, bigger than boxing. That's what it's supposed to be, bigger than boxing. And all that fight did was to turn people off. You ever like the girl and she just do something that turn you off? You don't even know why. You know what I'm saying? Your shit just goes soft. You just like, I'm good on her. That's what it did. And now they setting a standard where, like I said before, Al Haymon is literally pressing this nigga Errol Spence to fight Keith Thurman. That's what he doing. That's what he doing. And he's saying, well, I said that I wanted to fight Bud, and that's the only person I'm fighting. He trying to do a Sean Porter, nigga. You ain't Sean Porter. And y'all don't think Al Haymon, y'all worried about what they get these fighters paid and all this. They don't, man, come on. Do these generation of boxers deserve to be paid, bro? Other than the small guys? They don't deserve your viewership, and they don't deserve your dollar. Because if this shit happened in the 90s, bro, another fight would have came. Mike Tyson would have fought somebody. Evander would have fought Bo. Lennox would have fought, whoever. Ray Mercer would have fought this guy. Oscar would have fought that guy. Trinidad would have fought that guy. Pernell would have fought that guy. Old ass Pernell. Hector Camacho would have fought that guy. Chavez would have did this. Mildred Taylor would have did that. It wouldn't have mattered in the grand scheme of things. So, when we get something that's gonna make us stop talking about this, that's when they're gonna give you the fight. That's when they're gonna give you the fight. When we stop talking about this, and somebody make a big ass fight somewhere else in America, I don't know who it's gonna be. I couldn't even tell you. If tomorrow they say we make Shakur and Devin Haney, this shit will be obsolete. Would nobody care? Everybody be talking about when Tank beat Rolly, we gonna get Shakur and Tank, and everybody would gravitate towards that. No matter if you Hispanic, you Puerto Rican, you Black, you Brazilian, you Jamaican, you Canadian, whatever you from, Haitian, Belize, from Argentina, from South Africa, Ghana, not everybody would be talking about. If you're a boxing fan, they would be talking about Shakur and Tank. Guarantee you. I guarantee you that. Right? If Andre Ward came out of retirement and said, I'm fighting Jermell Charlo, that's anybody. If Jermell said, I'm fighting Benavidez, that's all everybody would be talking about. But they broke the news, said, will Charlo get past Montiel and Ben Lemieux get past, Benavidez get past Lemieux? Well, nobody be talking about this shit. Come on. And come on, if Floyd said, I'm coming back to fight Keith Thurman, well, nobody be talking about this. Nobody. I'll be honest. What was this when Anthony Joshua abruptly retires with a broken neck, blah, blah, Deontay Wilder will step in and fight Usyk for the 3 titles. That's what everybody be talking about. It's just boxing is so lacking the amount of premier fights that you have to talk about the premier fight that probably or might or kind of will or won't or kind of gotta happen. It's nothing else to talk about. You're gonna talk about Lemieux and Benavidez. That's a great fight. And for value, action-packed value, you probably gonna get better action-packed value than that fight than Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. Probably. Handicap both so cool, but it ain't enough. If it was Haney for Teofimo Lopez, nobody be talking about this. You know, and they keep saying, well, we close. Like, nigga, y'all didn't have November, half of November, December, January, February, March, April. Y'all didn't have 6 months to make this fight happen. And we still talking about the same thing. Ain't no venue leak out. Ain't no poster leak out. Espinoza saying the same thing. I'm not saying somebody asked for too much money, but they got to be reasonable. They literally repeating the same thing. Literally. He said, let's be real. That's because their guy didn't win. Rock won. He says, facts, they want to marinate all the big fights that people want to see. Yes. It ain't like if you was marinating this type of meat, you'll be dead. Unless you froze it. You will be dead. You marinate some goddamn chicken for 4-5 damn years. You'll be dead. Go ahead, eat that. Eat that. I'll meet you at the crossroads. The Shakur and Tank fight ain't ready yet. There you go. Motherfucker's gonna be 50 and shit. He said Styles make fights in a class of names, sell tickets. True. Curiosity is the key. Curiosity, intrigue, sales. That's all too forgotten. And at the end of the day, curiosity has been suppressed a little bit in this fight because of the car accident. It rose in a little bit, but it was nowhere near it was when he beat Sean Porter. I'm talking about Errol Spence. And the names is there. What else you need to have? But they overcooking it. If you overcook a frag too much, that bitch gonna blow in your hand. What pissing me off is these dudes marinate fights like tomorrow's promise. Exactly. Mr. 21, Tron, salute, bro. Good to see you. Support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313. Appreciate that. But it is what it is. We just need something else to latch on to. That's it. Now, if this was MMA, all these boxing channels wouldn't be a channel under 50,000. Unless they just started, it wouldn't be a channel under 50,000. It wouldn't be beef because beef would be settled in the octagon. One nigga be able to latch on to Errol Spence and ride him through and ride him and rob it like he would have to fight. And it wouldn't be shit that he lost. He'd be able to come back, build up his name, get another title. And ain't no I'm gonna go from 47 to 54. No, nigga, you got 47 to 60. See if you're gonna fight me at 47 or jump to 60 and get whooped on. Won't be no 60 to 68. I got dropped to light heavyweight. Light heavyweight to heavyweight. Won't be no cruiserweight. Won't be no bridgerweight. All those have factors. Charlo wouldn't been able to be undisputed at 54. The shit wouldn't existed. Either you're gonna make 47 to go to 60. Do you know how many people, if it wasn't the catchweight divisions, how many people that play a factor too? That's just as potent as in the issue. It's just as potent of an issue that it is than the sanctionable bodies. Like, bro, if it wasn't no junior, super, none of them, man, these niggas be in trouble, bro. That's just as important as not having 4 belts. You understand what the ranking system would look like? If you combine 54 and 60, 60 and 75, 75 and heavyweight, welterweight and junior welter. I mean, in middleweight and welterweight and lightweight and featherweight. Like, bruh. Nobody talk about the catchweight divisions, bro. You eliminate them, bro, these dudes will have to thump. Then if you say 2 belts too, and if you combine 2 belts, you become the lineal ring, man, nigga be in trouble. Nigga be in trouble. Trouble. Gonna be trouble. I get that song, Russell Salute. Pat Bev talk crap. I can't even watch that. Like, he's just like that person, bro. To be honest, Pat Beverly like that person that you like that become that weird ass nigga you work with. And he become team leader, or he get upgraded to manager, and he let the power go to his head. Come on. Anytime you give a clown a platform, they gonna use it, and they gonna misuse it. Telling you that right now. I had to watch more than 2 seconds of that clown. You talking about who good and who ain't good, and you Pat Beverly, nigga. You half a step out the league, boy. And they sitting here talking about LeBron's son dating a white woman, Dr. Umar Johnson. So what? Oh, is it LeBron, you supposed to be an activist? Ain't no activist in the world of capitalism. Don't forget that. I can't own Walmart and care about niggas. Come on. I can't be out here, I can't be out here working for, I don't know, Hennessy and get money from Hennessy and Taco Bell and be an activist. Either you're going to be in the world of capitalism, you're going to get money, or you're going to be an activist and be broke. What you going to do? Come on. His son go to school with percentage of what? Probably 90% of white people. 90% non-black. What you expect? Come on. If you put a dog in a room and it's 90% female dogs and 10% cats or 10% whatever, male dogs, it's a 90% chance he probably gonna get women pregnant. So I put a kid in there. I put my son in a school where it's 90% white people. What do you think? The teacher's white, the gym teacher white, the cafeteria lady white, because her kid, she volunteered there for her kids. The administrator's white, the principal white. Shit, the uniform shirt's white. What you think gonna happen? Come on, what you think gonna happen? So if you don't have that talk with your son, and you don't put your son around black people, come on, what you think gonna happen? Come on. The kids, but I know, they don't. So I don't really care. Umar Johnson, man, leave LeBron alone. That's what his son, if Savannah, his son, and her husband ain't got nothing to say about it, the granny ain't got nothing to say about it, so be it. The daddy didn't tell him, hey, son, whoopty whoop. Hey, this ain't whoop. Come on. If you don't put your son around black people, so when you get around black women, they probably say, oh, look, this studious nigga, man. Look at this uppity nigga. What do you say on Coach Carter? Look at this uppity nigga, sir. You know what I'm saying? If you don't put them around, like I said before, black women ain't checking for people like Bronny. Black women ain't checking for niggas like Bronny, bro. Come on. Anything that's positive, and that especially young black women that's positive, that's clean cut and talk proper, educated, they ain't checking for him. Yo, ma, they want that shit. Let me get a beat it toot. That's what they want. Come on. Ain't no beef like the MMA because them dudes got to see each other within 6 months, or they cut. Dana run a cold game, but the shoot product is fire. It is. And they fight outside the ring. Come on. And they fight outside the ring. What else you got to say? Ain't none of this, man, come on. Come on. And Crawford want to take the high road because he respect Errol Spence as a man. He said also in the interview, he said, I'm a fan of Errol Spence. He said, I rooted for him in the Olympic team, and he taking the high road. And he said, I'm an exciting fighter inside the ring, and that's what fans want to see. But my thing is, fans want to see the build-up too. It got to have some personality to it too. Because if the product is so good and nobody see it, it don't matter. Floyd Mayweather made a career of being a boring fighter in the latter half of his career, but he did numbers. So the mouthpiece is just as cold as the hands. You know, why Blair Cobb got an opportunity that he didn't deserve versus Letcher Roach. He talked his way into the fight. You know, talked his way into it. So that's what people got to understand. It's a cold game, but you got to have a complete package. You know, but it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, I mean, y'all can say whatever y'all want to say, but until we get something else worthy to talk about, the spotlight gonna be on these guys. You know, Wilder coming back, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? But if he get put in the thick of if he getting put in the thick of things, bro. If he get put in the thick of things, dog, it's gonna be interesting. So, I mean, it is what it is. But other than that, man, Otto Aline fighting in Detroit, so I'm gonna apply. Shout out to L-Dub Boxing, man. He sent me the credentials, so he fighting in Detroit. So I'm gonna it'll be the 26th. So hold on. Let me look at I'm taking my time, pilot. Yeah, I'll be able to go because this weekend I'll be able to go. Yeah, I got something to do the week. I probably ain't doing it this week, going out of time this week. I don't want to go, but I'm gonna be forced to go. But so yeah, I'll be able to go Thursday. So I'm gonna put this credential in, see if they let me go. Hopefully the local people don't blackball me like somebody told me that Errol Spence, they think Errol Spence was blackballing them. I'm like, shit, it is what it is. He got that much power. But other than that, man, I'm a slide. But you can listen to this for Spotify and Anchor next morning, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hit the link tree. Appreciate y'all on the financially support the channel. Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313. Roll at the bottom of the screen, PayPal link in the description. All that's in my link tree. It's the first link in the description, pinned in the live chat. Appreciate the love and support. I will be out of town this weekend, so 9 times out of 10, I probably won't see the Dave Lemieux fight. So that's probably gonna come on about 11. I won't be where I gotta be until like 4 or 5 in the morning. So around that time, I should be somewhere in. It's a good point. I wish I should be at there. So if I stop in Knoxville, I'm probably going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, that's a good point. I don't know. So I'll be about 9 there. I'll probably stay there till 10. So it probably come on about 11. So I'll still be in Tennessee somewhere. Yep, I'll still be in Tennessee somewhere. So I won't be where I got to be until like 4. I'm going to the Columbus, Georgia area, Phoenix City area. Probably go to Atlanta Monday. So I'll probably be in Atlanta probably Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and I'll probably be back home. I'll probably be at home sometime Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. I'll probably be going back out of town as well too the next weekend. So I'll keep y'all up later.